What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna have a look at the finals of the Andorra Wildcard series, where I just competed this Saturday in Andorra. Super nice event. It was it's really nice to be there, and I actually made a good run there, to be honest. Beating Malfunction in round one, Harmless in round two, and yeah, I made it to the finals against RC, who everybody basically considered to be the favorite, including me. Um, but yeah, I think I put up a decent fight, but there's definitely some stuff that I don't know, I kind of want to talk about in the finals, and so I thought I'd make a video just analyzing what was going on. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Also, great casting by Bloom and Gelotris, by the way. Big shout out to them, super nice. So round one started, and we had like a yellow plate there. I didn't actually know what was going on. By the way, I called like the guy from I don't know, from behind the scenes to report that this chair, I was in this chair the whole time before, right? And the music we had on our headphones was really loud. So you were like kind of locked in, you were not super distracted. But on this chair, music was really low down, really low volume. So I could actually hear the Spanish commentator, who was backstage. I could hear him on this seat. The thing is, like, he's not a pro at the game, so he kind of didn't really call out a lot of stuff, and he was also speaking in Spanish, which I can only understand if I focus like super hard on it. So um, I don't know. Nobody in this chair ever won, so I don't think it was an advantage to hear the Spanish commentator. But yeah, I was just basically asking, can you turn up the music so I don't hear them? But they weren't able to resolve it for some reason. The volume was on maximum, but still, I kind of yeah, it was very low still. So that was a little bit confusing, but didn't really put me off that much. No, they thought there was like a technical intermission, so they cut away from the scene. But in this round one, I was zooming down the street. I was looks First of all, it looks like I'm going the wrong direction because RC turned around and immediately gets into a village, while I'm still on a dirt road, finding basically nothing. Right here, I look around to like I don't know, get a feel of the country, and I think it's probably Philippines. So I decide to keep moving, and luckily, the first sign I find here has Apayao written on it, which is a province of the Philippines in the north. So I put on pressure on RC. He sees this tuk-tuk, but he doesn't find a province name. Probably just region guessing right now. Also think thinks it's probably Luzon. But then again, I think he just second guessed himself and was like, maybe it's also Mindanao. So he kind of just hedges middle and loses 1.7k round one. So great start for me there. So now he's back to check if he can fix the settings, but he wasn't able to. Uh, so let's see what when round two starts. Was kind of a long intermission, but then round two started. I think it also helped that I was playing the finals immediately after coming off a win against Harmless, so I was still kind of locked in, while Radu, I think, needed like a few minutes to adjust again. He saw a phone code there, guessed this off the phone code. Um, oh no, he didn't log in yet, actually. But yeah, I went a little bit further. He kind of spent a lot of time there while I find a sign that says Chiba, which I know is a province down there. So I do a little bit more damage here. Yep, exactly. Good start to the moving game here for sure. Definitely the start that I wanted. I didn't think I would beat Radu, but I thought I was feeling really good after the Harmless win, so I thought I definitely had a chance, and I just need to lock in. This round was tricky though. We had a Russia white car, so it's East Russia somewhere. It looked fairly flat in the first instinct here, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll find like a phone code or town name or something like that to region guess this one better. We move in the same direction. We both get to signs in like a few seconds. There was a lot of phone numbers here, but none with actual phone codes or like regional phone codes, sadly. And I'm not the fastest Cyrillic reader, so maybe it did say the town name somewhere, but I don't think it did. Look on RC's screen now, because apparently he guessed where he guessed because he saw Slight Mountains. Let's, yeah, I think on the screen you could see it in the back there. It's like slight elevation there. And where I guess it's a lot flatter, so I didn't really realize the slight elevation there, but Radu did and has a great guess here in Komsomolsk. So, yeah, half my health gone in one guess where I didn't even make a bad guess. It's just that Russia is so huge. And I didn't look at the landscape enough, basically. But yeah, obviously, that kind of puts it in the balance again. This round, I think, was pretty uneventful. We both found, like, first of all, I find a phone code here on this sign, I believe. Yep. And it starts with a 4, so I know we're like in central Mexico or Michoacan. He already has a city name, so if he insta-guesses at this point, then he probably gets some more points of me. But I find the word Uruapan here. So I thought Uruapan is maybe the city. Zoom in, look at like the area with 4 phone code. Where I plonk actually does not have 4 phone code, so I don't know why I plonked there. Or does it? Not. I think it's a 3 phone code where I have my marker right now. But there's Uruapan. I found it pretty quickly, and then I just thought maybe I can line it up in time. But yeah, it wasn't even in the town. It was just one town over. Still, pretty good round, but we both get close there. And then we go to this round, where I think I just went a better way, because I immediately go in this direction, and with like 4 clicks, I'm into the city. RC turns around here, goes south, away from the buildings, which is probably not the smartest choice. But I get in the town, see the word Yauka for the second time. And then when I go a little further, I see Yauka for the third time. So at this point, I'm like, okay, probably it's Yauka. Probably that's just a town name. Here I see it again, and I'm like, surely that's gonna be scannable. I was thinking if I should find a province name as well, but I was like, it looks like South Coast, so surely I'm gonna be able to scan for Yauka. Seems like kind of a big town. And right here, I do find it and just put pressure on Radu. The thing is, he saw the mountains and was like thinking that it's most likely gonna be Tacna area because of the mountains, which is exactly where I started scanning. So I thought the same thing, but he didn't really figure out the town name, so he wasn't able to scan for it, and I take game 1 by like 100 points. Still very, very good. I only lost points on a single round there on the Russia. Yeah, I was really happy with that. 1 point against RC is already a great start. But I think he was like not super locked in that first moving game. So yeah, going on to no move. Maybe I can like, I was like at this point feeling really good, thinking maybe I can capitalize on it. And we had a really tricky round in round 1. So Gen 2 here. With Gen 2, I immediately thought it could be Mexico, maybe like Guerrero or something south, or like maybe South Africa. The thing is, this pavement doesn't really fit for either of those. It's kind of a pavement that you would find more often in Brazil. Also, like the thing on the side, this I don't know how you would call that in English, but that also kind of feels Brazilian. The thing is, Gen 2 is so rare in Brazil, like extraordinarily rare. So I wasn't thinking of going there, but it briefly popped into my mind that the pavement, like the road in general, looks more Brazilian. But I was thinking Mexico or South Africa for the longest time. I see also not sure going South Africa. But yeah, it ends up actually being in Minas Gerais. So very, 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 very hard round. Gettable though, to be honest. Like if I got that, then would have been crazy. But I don't think anybody really goes there with the stakes because we also think the no moving map is like computer generated. So on a hand-picked bait map, maybe you go Brazil there, but not in the official World Cup qualifier. Now we get the Norway round with a really weird blur at the top. I didn't really know what that was about, but I just I thought it could be more northern first. But I thought probably it's just near Bergen, and that's exactly where it ends up being. RC commits really far north there, so I take a big lead in round 2 of the no move game, and at this point I'm kind of feeling like, okay, maybe if I can pull 2-0 ahead, it would be incredibly nice because in every game so far I was able to do that. Like against Malfunction and against Harmless, I both went 2-0 in the first two games. Yeah, here we have a road number directly at spawn. It's the N14. I go kind of too far east here because I was just purely angle scanning. The stretch we were on wasn't actually very long with this angle, so that's why I missed it kind of. But where I went, you don't actually have that green coverage. The green coverage starts like here. I looked it up later. But yeah, green coverage starts like here, and I didn't really think the mountains would be on the map, but they were. So RC was able to line up the mountains and get a way closer guess there, which is kind of unnecessary damage that I take at this point, but didn't really matter in the end, as you will see in a few seconds. Now we got a North Sumatran roof there on top. Very weird looking roof, but I mean, no, very weird looking building, but the roof is still North Sumatran here with this curve. West Sumatran is when it goes like all the way up here, like actually has like, I don't know, tips extending upwards. If it doesn't, it's a North Sumatran roof. And the polls didn't really check out for North Sumatra, so I wasn't 100% sure if it actually was there or not. So this one kind of does, but the rest doesn't even have insulators to confirm that this is North Sumatra. RC immediately goes into the lake area. It's definitely a cool area of Sumatra. I also go North Sumatra, but I think it's probably more southern. I was also kind of hedging for the fact that it might still be like a northern West Sumatra or something, but as you can see, RC is right on it. Don't really know what gave away lake there, but I think like the mountain shape and stuff like that is probably how he got that. And now we get a US round. It's usually not good against RC because he is one of the best players at the United States. But I was kind of confident in my guess here because you have like this golden-ish grass on the side of the road and also here. And you have like, you're definitely in a river valley here. A lot of sagebrush as well, so definitely somewhere in the northwestern US, basically. RC goes into Washington. I know, like on the Rainbow 2 stream, they were like, oh, okay, if there's actually Washington, then there's no way Lennli is going there, right? And yeah, but that is exactly where I go. So I definitely thought that this looked like Washington, like a river valley up there. But as we skip forward, I skipped backwards. As we skip forwards, we can see that it was actually Idaho. Like, Idaho is usually a very flat state. There was like only one singular small section of road that had this. So we both didn't know it. Some damage for RC, and now he's actually in the lead, which is quite unfortunate because we both made like the same not great guess there. It's fine though. Get a Russia next. And right here you can see that this road is kind of like divided in two sections, which seemed super northern to me. Generally, with this like green summer coverage in Gen 4, you're probably gonna be in Arkhangelsk, Komi, or like Tomsk. We also had a few power lines here, so I was considering that it could be Tomsk. But then with the concrete road being split like this, I thought it would, that's kind of the style of road they use like very far north. At least that's what I thought. So I went a little bit more north in Arkhangelsk than RC did, which did not pay off. It was just Komi in the end, but yeah, I went kind of north there. But yeah, it's just some random off-road in Komi, and I take another 500 damage. But luckily, Germany's there to save me. And in this round, I immediately spot the red street sign combined with the blue street sign here. This is a Mainz exclusive street sign. They use red signs in one direction and blue in the other. So that is actually everywhere in the town of Mainz. And I don't think there's any other major German city that uses red street signs at all. The thing is, I didn't insta-send it because Leimen is a town near where I live, or where I used to live. And yeah, the architecture also looked more southern, like looked like Mannheim area or something like that. So I was considering for a little bit longer, do I go Mainz here or do I maybe go somewhere a little more southern? But in the end, I trusted the street signs, although I didn't. It's the first time I used them. I knew that they exist, but it's the first time I used them in game. So I wasn't 100% sure if this was actually going to be mines. But RC goes more east, and it is mines. You can see my knowing look at the camera there. It's good damage. It's 3k, and he's only at 868. So at this point, it's round 7 of 10. And I'm like, okay, there's a really, really good chance I'm going up 2-0 here. I just need to get this to round limit, basically. So hopefully no big countries, and hopefully I just don't blunder anything. And then I should be able to get this point. That's kind of what I thought here. And this one, nothing really happens. It's a Portugal, and it's super rocky, which basically puts us max north. We both go super north, which is exactly where it is. With 5k, I could have maybe won here, but yeah, I'm not committing that far north. We go to this round. So I'm gonna play this in real time, just to give you kind of my thought process on this. So we spawn, and I've practiced a lot of Patagonia, Argentina recently. So my first thought is, okay, probably Argentina. Then I look at the grass everywhere, and I'm like, I don't actually think that's Argentina. It's probably gonna be Peru instead. While RC is already lining up roads in Peru. So he's really, really confident. He's a really, really good player at Peru. And while I'm still debating, can it ever be Arch somewhere? I'm not sure. I think I go Peru. While I'm doing that, he's already guessed. So I decide on Peru, but I am not sure on my region guess at all. I go south because it feels like almost Titicaca grass, and RC just 5k'd it. So the thing with this round is like, the fact that I took so long to figure out it was actually Peru, I wasn't able to make like a super accurate region guess. But then again, crazy guess by RC. I think if he gave me 15 more seconds, I also would not survive. And afterwards, I looked around this area. I didn't find a single road that looked remotely similar to this. So absolutely insane guess. Usually the whole stuff over here is Gen 4 now. So yeah, the fact that we had like an overcast Gen 3 road that looked like this, I couldn't even find anything similar afterwards when I was looking. So insane guess. Can't say anything about that. But RC is one of the best players at Peru. You see me like smiling there. Yeah, like what can you do against that? I mean, I played so well. Almost went up 2-0, but against that, sometimes you just can't do anything. All right, so we got another moving game here now. I think this round was, yeah, I kind of also played this one pretty badly because there's no reason to insta-send Yucatan if you're in an urban area. Obviously, RC also knows it's Yucatan. I was just like, okay, give me the next round. But there was a sign like literally one click away. If I just turned around, I would have seen it. And I would have also kept those 300 points. So not the best play, to be honest. Should have just played it out. But yeah, sometimes you just feel like insta-guessing stuff, and it's not worth it usually. This France round, we both didn't find anything. I saw a truck right here. While I go back, that has 2 phone codes on it, both mobile, so both sadly useless. I just guessed based on the red roofs, guess it to be Western France, but yeah, it is a little bit more further north. RC with a similar guess though, so no problemo. Next round puts us in Brazil. I immediately see the word Alagoinhas there and thought, okay, maybe I just insta-send Alagoas, but then I was like, maybe not actually. Maybe just look for a phone code instead, just in case. And yeah, also I see the yellow pole paint there, so I'm like, oh, maybe it's like Bahia or something like that. So I'm looking for a phone code at this point, while RC is already scanning the map for Alagoinhas. And this is where I find the phone code 75, so I'm confirmed that is indeed Bahia. And Alagoinhas is on my screen there on the right. I will manage to find it in a second. So we both got it, both found the town. RC a little bit quicker, but doesn't really matter. So no points exchanged on that one. This one was pretty crazy by him. We had a tiny place name there at the start in Bulgaria. And I try to go along the road, and it just kind of like bounces me back the whole time. I get nowhere. You can see in a second that the fast movement starts to glitch here, puts me in the wrong direction. RC is already scanning. He's already scanning because I think because one of two things. Either because it's like fall Gen 4 coverage, which I have heard is more common Northeast, but I'm not actually sure if I can confirm that or not. And also, he moved into Gen 3 really quickly and saw like a short Gen 3 antenna, which could also maybe narrow down the region. Not 100% sure. But one of those two things probably made him pretty confident on the region guess. So he just scanned over there and he actually found this tiny town, plonked it while I didn't think that was findable, to be honest. It looked so small, but I was like, okay, might scan anyways. Didn't find it though, so RC takes another nice chunk of damage off me there. 1.1k in Bulgaria. Not what I want to see. Next round we got a Mexico, I believe. What was this actually? Yeah, it's another Mexico. And I mean, I just find a lot of info there. RC also does. We have like the western pavement, and I find the state and town on this sign, so that's very useful. Well, okay, I kind of like, yeah, you won't be able to see it because I have my map on top of it, but it said Jalisco, and it also said the town name, Tomata, I think. You can watch my face here, like, I scan after I plonk, and like right here I find it. So if I waited a little bit longer, I would have actually done quite a bit of damage because it was Max West. So I found the town after I guessed, should have scanned for it, but I was like, maybe RC doesn't get to the info that it's Jalisco. But yeah, I take more damage. So also not super well played. I think on moving in these tournaments, it's usually best to play out the round fully. Like if you find a town and state name, don't just plonk the state, find the town as well. Always just like maximize your damage. And then this round happened, which is obviously, if you saw the tournament, it was a very unfortunate round. But the thing is, I would have lost on this anyways. I zoom into the sign, and pretty quickly I see here, it says the word oblast here. It also says it there, but I didn't read it here. It says like oblasti. So I know it says oblast, so I know the word beforehand, or the two words beforehand, will be the oblast, but I was literally unable to decipher the Cyrillic there. That was like huge blunder on my part, but the thing is with Ryazan, it starts with like a P and a backwards R, and then like, I don't know. It's three letters that don't exist in the European alphabet next to each other, or like that have different meanings, and I kind of confused them with each other. Was not able to remember that the backwards R was a ya, so I couldn't figure out what this means. Also, it has a different ending. It's Ryazanskoye Oblast, so I literally wasn't able to figure out what it meant here. Asi thought I would obviously know it's Ryazan, so he didn't insta-plonk. But didn't matter in the end because I was so confused. Like, I'm getting more and more agonized by the second because I'm not able to read the Cyrillic. And then I already sent a GG because I'm like, shit, I can't read the Oblast. I'm done for. And then I forget to guess. Why did I forget to guess? I think it was because RC guessed with like 5 seconds left to go, so he locked in his guess. And after someone locks in their guess, you obviously get the chat message, and usually you have 15 seconds left. But there, the timer was already over, so we only had 5 seconds left. Somehow, subconsciously, I thought, okay, I have a few more seconds after he guesses, but that was not the case. I missed the guess. I probably would have plonked Moscow if I would have been able to plonk, but yeah, unlucky for me, I didn't do that. Didn't plonk at all. So I lose this round pretty deservedly. I don't think I would have had a chance anyways if I went Moscow. At this damage, it probably takes me down to like 500 health or something, and fighting back against RC on that is tough. He asked me here if it was a technical problem or if I just forgot to guess, and I was like, no, it's fine. It was on me. Then I tried to lock in for the next game, which is the next no move. So RC is 2-1 up by this point. And yeah, we move to the next no move game. Start off with an Australia. Nothing much to say here except for like we had like Dirty Sky with the Gen 2 Halo being like with a lot of dirt speckles basically. So I went New South Wales, but kind of northern because I thought it could also be Queensland, and I got some points off of him. This is Peru, his specialty. I mean, as you saw earlier, one of his specialties, one of his many specialties. And he goes in one of two regions where it can be. I just plonked Cajamarca because the mountains look like it. But my guess actually doesn't make sense because we had 24 copyright there, which is only in the area where he went, like Huánuco and north of Huaraz. So in the mountainous areas at least. So this could have only been here or here. He plonks the wrong one, luckily for me, so I don't lose that much health. But it's still something. Actually not. Actually, I was kind of the same distance away. But yeah, my guess was wrong. I didn't really know where 24 was at that current stage, but now I know it. Next we get Brazil, Piranha Pine. We have a brake light, which leads me to guess Santa Catarina, because brake light coverage is kind of common there. But it was over the bottom Piranha. RC hedges a little bit better and takes 1,000 damage off me for that. So kind of a crazy guess. And now we get to this round, which I misplayed horribly. Okay, so we load in this, and we are on like a spit of land in India. This was I think this was actually my biggest blunder of the tournament. We have cocos palm everywhere, and we have on one of the poles, maybe you can see it here. I actually can't. But it was on one of the poles. On one of the poles we had a yellow stick, which usually indicates that we're in the state of Kerala, where RC zooms in without seeing the yellow sticker. Okay, I'm not sure if I can find it for you guys, but usually the yellow stickers are found in the state of Kerala. But it was only on one pole, and it was like a small one. So I wasn't sure. And I thought the land lines up perfectly for this spit that goes over into Sri Lanka. I zoom in here and I see that we have more land to the north, like a second spit. And I was like, okay, this lines up so perfectly. Maybe it's just there. I looked at this road afterwards and it looks entirely different. There's no cocos palms at all. It's super dry. So we also had a Kerala sticker. So it was a terrible commit. For some reason, I didn't think there would be spits of land over there. But there's actually a lot of them. So yeah, pretty easy points for RC there, who just does the sensible thing and goes in an area that makes sense. And I'm down to 3,000 health. Not great. But now we go to Romania, which is obviously his country, like a country where a lot of his family lives. I hope the motorcycle passing by is not too loud right now. Yeah, his family is Romanian, so he's considered good at Romania, but I was like, this is probably Transylvanian architecture, or like at least northern. So I plunked really northern. It just gave me that kind of vibe, and I'm actually closer in Romania, which was like a small win for me there. At this point, I was happy about at least getting closer in Romania. And yeah, next round, great guess by RC. We had a Spain with no antenna. We had the normal no hunting sign, and we had the Coto Privado de Caza sign, which is more common in like Catalonia, as far as I know. And if I go actually back like a few seconds, right here, this mountain right here looks actually a lot like Balearic Islands. I didn't actually see that one though during the round, and maybe the landscape was what gave it away for RC here, but I did not consider Balearic Islands at all, while he goes Mallorca, and yeah, I didn't consider it. My guess is still pretty good, to be honest, because like vegetation-wise, it looks like that. But yeah, great guess by RC. He picks up a lot of points there. And yeah, I'm down to 600 health. Kind of have to make a Hail Mary here. At least that's what I think at this point. I could have just played it normally. And we load into this round. And while some would consider this to be like a blunder by me, I still don't think it's a real blunder here. Because I look down at the car, zoom into the antenna, and it like pretty obviously to me. Wait, am I actually? Yeah, I'm on the highest quality. Well, unfortunate. Pretty obviously, you can see white car with an antenna here in Gen 4 coverage. That's so rare. The first thing that comes to mind is always Turkey. So I thought like this could be North Coast Turkey with this greenness. It's possible at least. With the hedgerows, in hindsight, probably not. But at least that's what came to mind for me first, and I was like 99% confident at this point that it's Turkey. But yeah, this antenna also exists in like Luxembourg or Bulgaria. Maybe I could have at least considered those options and looked at around a little bit longer. But I didn't, and I just went into Turkey with after 10 seconds. Very early, just plonk it and just guess. Honestly, should have looked at around further because like if you look around, it doesn't really look like it at all. It looks more like UK, where RC guesses. He didn't really see the Wildcard. He thought it was just a normal antenna Gen 4, which exists in Scotland or like in the south of England. And yeah, it ends up being Netherlands, and it ends up being not a white car at all. It was just like a blue car with antenna being like really weirdly illuminated by the sun. So nobody goes Netherlands on this occasion with the cylinders, I don't think. If anybody gets that, then I will be surprised. But I could have gone Luxembourg with the info I had if I just had looked at around a little bit longer. So yeah, in the end, I was a little bit yeah, I kind of made a few guesses that I wouldn't do again next time, where I should play out the round a little longer. But in general, I was super happy with my performance. I had a great start, and it kind of lost my focus a little bit. Also, Mikhail, if you see this, why did you already have Radu's name on this thing when you walked in 1 second after you won? That's kind of disrespectful. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe he scribbled it on it very quickly, but that was kind of funny to be honest. But yeah, great event. Congrats to Radu. He played amazingly and definitely deserved this win. And yeah, I hope to be there at the World Cup as a spectator or something like that. And hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. If I should do analysis for my harmless and malfunction game as well, let me know. And see you in the next video.